All right, we got 97, needs a little bit of love. And basically it's this. Trying to make some sense of all of this. We're on location here. Basically what we're gonna do is take the batteries out and put them in the box. So we're moving 3 batteries out into the box. We're running new wires up to the front. We're gonna put the Wabasa heater in the front corner here and then clean up all the wiring, just because after 20 years of being in an industrial truck for work, we added this, and then we added this, and then we added this, and then we added this junction box, and then we forgot what all those were for. So we are going to take a piece of plastic. This is just mud flat. We're going to run the positive battery cable just to this front corner here. We'll make 2 posts here to put a row of breakers and a couple rows of fuses. We'll line them up real nice and have a main feed just on this plastic battery holder here. So that'll be basically the power distribution box, which is nice because the starter and the main feed come right to the battery here. So instead they'll be coming to this little junction area here. These fuses, you can find them at the wreckers. They're nice. They are off transport trucks, and they just stack them together. So the more you need, the more you clip together, and it kind of keeps everything organized. So here we go. Not much to videotape other than if it's got a breaker, we're gonna pull the wires or lengthen the wires and put them over here. And if they're way too long, like some of this stuff that likes to be plugged into the trucks beside it, then we'll shorten those up, make it look brand new. Here we go. Alright, so basically we ran our positive cable right to this little bolt right here, just a 5/16 bolt with a plate that goes over to another bolt just to share all of the feeds for the fuses. Then we got our fuses lined up. This bank of fuses just feeds 3 relays. The 4th relay is just an extra one that shares the ground, so I'm leaving it just in case for something else later. Then we ran the wires nicely underneath the fuse box there, and then tried to clean it up as it went into the cab there. We got a couple breakers. I'm not sure what they're there for. They were there, so we just put them back. And then one solenoid there that does something or other. I don't know. None of this is labeled. But we fired up the truck and everything actually works. We're just waiting for a couple ends to for the grid heater, which is just going to go to a post right there, and then one more ground that's going to go on the side post there. We ran a ground from the fender to beside the relays, and that's just the grounds that turn the relays on. Other than that, this is just a piece of plastic that's sandwiched, which will be bolted down to the plastic battery tray, and then these will stay positive. Let's see if we can make a nice cover for it. Other than that, we ran this is where the battery power came in, and this is just the ground, so we ran a smaller ground to the back, and then also put grounds going right from the battery to the frame, and then ran the positive wire in, nicely covered up. I don't even know where anymore. Oh, that's this one. So it's in shielding there. You can see all the way along. It runs across the hood there and then goes over there. This is where we put the 3 batteries. So I got a nice bar going across there, and then made some all new jumpers from battery to battery. The grounds go right to the frame on the other side of this, and then runs from the ground on the frame all the way up to the fender at the front there. I got a disconnect switch here for the winch on the trailers, and I think that's it. Is that it? That's it. We fired up the truck, everything works. My part is done. I'm gonna duck out now. They're gonna cover all this up with split loom and tie it all up nice and neat as best as they can. The CB's working, all the lights are working, fan, radio, wipers, everything still works. So even though I didn't really know what these fuses do, basically just cleaned it all up and these are little trip fuses, so you can flick them. If they blow, you just flick them again like a breaker. And basically, if it's a 14 gauge wire, you can go get away with a 15 amp fuse, and the heavier the wire, the heavier the fuse has to be. I'd love to write a wiring diagram for you guys and show you exactly what what was actually done here, but basically I just took the entire rat's nest that was here and the fuses that were all connected to the positive battery post. I made a new basic battery post and then ran fuses directly to those battery posts. This bank will feeds these relays, and these fuses run directly into whatever needs to be fused, lower amperage stuff. It got complicated because the truck's 20 years old now, and just start adding more and more things: air horn, more lights, CB radio, stuff inside the cab, fancy lights for inside the cab's got all blue lights in there, and then it just becomes a giant mess. So basically I just took everything and cleaned it up. There is no how to do it exactly. This is what you do, this is what you don't do. If it's a 14 gauge wire, you can get away with a 15 amp fuse, and the heavier the wire, the heavier the draw is on it. If there's any doubt, just check the draw on whatever circuit you're working on and run the fuses accordingly. For now, I put the fuses back to what they were, and yeah, everything seems to be working inside the cab. So they're gonna cover this all up in loom. That's beyond my skill level. I can't do that. So they're gonna clean this up. Maybe give me a call when it's done, and you're gonna show me all your handiwork, right?
Yepper.
Yeah, and then yeah, it's much nicer than it was, and a lot easier to diagnose now too. And once you figure out which one does what, you can kind of label it, or whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Trial and error.
Here we go.